is what you got for me.
Durag Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Tottenham Transfer News Show. You guys know what time it is by now. Everything Tottenham, everything transfers, we are covering it here today. Durag Diaries setting, and also other team transfers. We'll get on some of that stuff. If you send some questions into the chat, I will star them and save them for later. So if you do have any questions, send it into the chat now. As you guys should know, but you will get to know, we are on the road to 5K, real close to 4K. We're almost down to the 100 mark. We got like no, let me check what we're on, because I actually don't know what we're on, innit? Let me check what we're on right now, because we're moving. It's what, 3855. So we got our last 145 to go. Can't lie. Let's get that done before the end of the week. Let's get that done before the end of the week. So make sure you're telling a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Uncles, granddads, cousins, all of that. Subscribe to your boy Durag Diaries. And also, you can't become a delinquent. You can't become a descendant. You just need to go to the tap and pinned comment, get to that link, and become a descendant, become a delinquent, join the Royal Navy. Now, get that done. Get that done, people. But, yo, big news, man. There's been some big news this morning. I can't lie. Things have been dropping. If you guys didn't see my video yesterday, the Savio deal might be off. And I put the light blue on today because I was like, yo, maybe they might see that we're showing them some love right now. Yeah, man's in the blue moon. What do they say? Blue moon. I've had a blue moon. I woke up. Man's in your colors. Hopefully we can get Savio in our colors. You know what I mean? Like, help us out here. Help me out here, man. I need Boo Chat Chat at my club. Man, need Jogo Benito at Tottenham. I need to see some Jogo Benito at my club. So we're going to go into some of the stuff that we've been seeing regarding Savio. What's happening with that deal currently? Why is it being held up? Is there a price that we can get it done for? Also, Hinkapie or Hinkapie, however you say his name, from Bayer Leverkusen, the centre-back Spurs have had long admiration for. Another player that we have looked at for years. I remember first being linked to this guy when we were looking to sign Van de Ven 2 seasons ago. We looked at Tapsoba, we looked at Hinkapie, and we looked at Van de Ven, and Lacroix. We looked at these 4 defenders as our left-sided centre-backs. Van de Ven ended up being the choice because Tapsoba was too much of a price to get done. But Hinkapie has now been identified as our favoured left centre-back option. We're going to get into some of that stuff. And then also, Eze. Ebere Eze, what is the hold-up? Yeah? I need you in Tottenham colours ASAP. ASAP. So, going to go into all of that stuff. But before we get into any of that, let me come check in with the chat, see how the people them are doing, see what the delinquents and descendants are saying. Have we got any new ones in the yard? If you're a new subscriber, let me know now in the chat. And yeah, man, let's get these likes up, innit? We already know 75 like goal. So let's make sure we're getting these likes up. And hey, big up to Bango, nice and early. I didn't get a message. I can't lie, Bango. You didn't send a message, but what you can do is send a message and I'll read it out anyway. So, but big up to my guy Bango for the super. I don't know if it's a sticker, it's a chat. Let's just call it a super. Or you know, in fact, Super Cup. We'll run that one. That's what you wanted to hear. I know that's it. Super Cup. That's what you wanted to hear. Don't worry. We'll just run one of them ones. Big up to Fam Zone TV for the raid. Big up to my guy D. Big up to my guy Dean every single time. Make sure we're putting up our wishes and prayers for my guy Dean, who is going through a tough time right now. going through a tough time. As people who came over from the stream last heard, I want to make sure everyone is sending their best wishes, sending their prayers. And if you guys are having a prayer later on tonight, you know, whenever you do, just a little, just send something up there for Dean, man. So God is looking over him, man. We got to make sure he comes back well and very soon. But yeah, man, let me come to the chat and see what the people are saying. Durag Delusions, big up to my guy Ken Giz. Every time. Eze and no winger is dark. Jay, you're not lying. It is dark. It is dark, bro. Like, I need a winger and Eze. Now, the reports have been Spurs have always been trying to negotiate Savio and Eze. What I do expect is this Savio stuff may go up until the last couple of days of the window. I don't see this deal being completely off at the moment. I think it's a case of the deal is currently being stalled until they can either work out another solution, find another player, or until Spurs bid a high enough amount where they just like, I can't not accept this. That's what I think where it is at, but we'll get into some of that. So we're going to get into that. Pete Levy business, what we on to Levy about today. Big up Jords in the chat, big up to my guy Jay Spurs. Talking about the Levy business, did anyone see what the protest was like? Because I was trying to see pictures of the protest on the weekend. I only saw one picture and it looked awful. Now, obviously, you guys know I share my support for the protest. I think sometimes the messaging of the protest can be confusing. Timing of the protest could probably be worked on at times, but I'm all for, you know, the protests and all for trying to get our club to be better. So for everyone that did go down and support, I hope it did go well. But if anyone does have anything where they can show me or any proof, anything, I need to see. I need to see what was the case. I swear Hinkapie is a centre back. Yes. How many centre backs do we need? We definitely need another one. We need another centre back. That remains to be clear, bro. We definitely. I think Dragusin hasn't even been looked at yet. So in his eyes, Dragusin's not even good enough. Like, we don't even know if Dragusin's good enough right now. Bro, his release clause is 60 racks, or 60 mil, or not even 60 bags. So let's see. Durag Diaries, big up to my guy Ghosted. Smash the likes on the way in. People do what he says there. Run up the likes from early people. That's a standard. Eze and Shift Gil Solomon, and we are donezo. I think we're definitely going to get rid of those two. Durag Diaries, big up to my guy Mustafa. Come on, man. We are 145 to the 4K. Yes. Last 145 to go. Yes, make sure everybody's subscribing. Slap up the likes, people. Concentrate. Let's make sure the concentration levels are high, as SB would say. Make sure you get your orange juice, the higher concentrate one, and make sure you're smashing the like. Let's do it that way, man. Big up to catch up every single time. What's good, Diaries? Big up to Diakon. What are we saying? Jords and all, big up to Dr. Durag. I'm good. What are you saying? It's not a great day outside. The sun is not out, but we are still shining regardless. Big wins, big business, 3 points. Are we still second in the table? I was going to say second in the league. But we can't even say second in the league. We're not doing second ole like certain, man. But we're third. Oh, we're third. We moved down. We're third in the league. But we're in the top 4, people. We're in the top 4. Don't start clipping me up, people saying I'm celebrating. We're having some banter, man. Calm down. Calm down. Richarlison, top goal scorer as well, though. Just saying. But I need that bomber. I'm not gonna lie. Give me that bomber just so I can drop a money sleeve. I'm trying to drop a money sleeve, man. It's been too long. Man, I actually thought they were getting Savio. These spuds are hilarious. Fairs. They've already started that. George, why are you going on like Spurs is a big club? You got no pull. You won't pull Ebereche, Eze, Eva. Sharkeisha, you've been maintaining this stuff. And I like that you finally changed your picture, yeah? Because for a very long time, you had a picture of a Bolivian. You had a picture of a fake striker. Forget a fake Brazilian. Man's a fake striker. Not even got a position on the pitch. Yeah? Man's position is in the medical room, fam. Yeah? So I like that you finally changed to a new striker and that all. But now you've got man like Goktur. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I want to clown him. I do want to clown him, but I'm gonna wait. I'm giving. Let me get a few more weeks. I'm gonna give it to the end of the month. In fact, we'll give it till the Tottenham game. until we face you guys. But if he doesn't perform amazingly well in that game against us, or up until then, just know we're coming for him. Pause. But we are coming for your guy. That still sounds mad. It's just yeah, let's just move on. When's the trip to Turkey, Jords? I don't need no trip, man. We established this in the last stream. Like, you know where people think that this is gone, yeah? They'll be like, oh, bro, your hairline's going. Let's just do this, yeah? Bro, your hairline's going. They're taking the corners out. All I have to do is just do this, bro. That's all I have to do. Like, I have to show these, man. Like, man, just have to do a quick brush. And I'm good. Don't need no Turkey trip. So we got a long time, man. We got a long time till that one's going to be coming off. But we'll see. Listen, I know you don't want to clown me, you know, but my edges is patterned, yeah? The oils have been oiling themselves and things are going in. Oh, man said only 5. Come on, people, have manners. Is that 5? No, we're not 5 likes. We got 38 right now. It must have been when you said this, definitely. But we're going up. We're moving. We're moving steadily, slowly. That's what I like to see. Run up the like, people. 75, the first target. Yes, for real. We are on the 75 like target. We're real close. It's off, B. Don't do this yourself. We ain't selling him to you. All right, alternative facts. All right. I mean, if you're so confident, why did your manager say that he's open to letting him go? Because that's what's been coming out today. All I've been seeing today is Pep's willing to let him go. The only guy that's not letting it happen is we're gonna get round to that. Do you know? Man, I'm trying to trigger me. But don't worry, we're gonna get round to that. There has been a here we go from City side of things, though. There has been a here with Claudio Echeverri. This is that guy they signed. El Diablito, they call him. Supposed to be mad cold. He's supposed to be mad cold, but he's gonna go play under Ten Hag. So if you're playing under Ten Hag, I don't think it's gonna be great. Like, man's gonna ruin his career. Sending man to play under Ten Hag is crazy. It's crazy. I woke up with a hot take. We finish above Chelsea this season. Cats, Ellen Bogan, we're gonna need you to explain that one. Why? And I'm not saying it's mad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's not true. Just want you to explain it a little bit in the chat so we can understand your state of mind. Pep stated he would never block a player if he wanted to leave the club, and now another senior member of the club has blocked Savio from leaving. Something doesn't smell right. Finn, it doesn't smell right, innit? Can you smell what Pep's cooking? I can't. That shit's smelling smoky. I can't smell anything because it's not cooking right now. He ain't cooking. Pep is stressing. Pep is going to start scratching his head, bro. Man's having mental breakdowns about Savio leaving. It's crazy. Big up to my guy Archer in the building. Big up Jords. Ben Davies, our left-footed cover for Van der Ven. If Frank decides to often play off back 3, we'll definitely need an upgrade at left centre-back. Facts. And that is the thing, Archer. We definitely need an upgrade because Van der Ven is injury-prone. So we need someone that can play that position and know that he's going to come in at a similar level, especially throughout the season when Van der Ven eventually is going to get injured. But as much as I don't want to say that, like, I'm not trying to put anything out there. Van der Ven is definitely going to get injured at some point. So we need to make sure we got top cover there, and that's the thing, but we'll get into that. Kudos will get the most assists in the Premier League this season. That's a good shout, Dan. So he might. Like, he started off this season hot. Savin Eze already said yes to Spurs. Levy owes us some answers. Star Crow, do you think this is a Levy problem again? I think a lot of people are always on to Levy, but sometimes Levy doesn't deserve the slack that he gets. Like, he doesn't deserve the flack he's getting. Like, he's trying hard to get these deals done, and you can't get onto him. You can't get onto him for this. Like, now, we'll see how it plays out, innit? Let's see how it plays out. What actually comes out. Then we can go in it. Man said, Gil Kaku. Gil Kaku is crazy. Mediocres, that's another one. He's all these. I can't lie. The slander names for Gyökeres are cold. He has way too many slander names. Luktos, the scrub. Man said Ghostek. Like, bro, come on. You got Ghostek, you got Gluktos, Gyoktua. Like, there's too many, bro. There's too many. Like, it's mad. Edging closer kills me every time. I'm 4 years old, though. I know. Look, Ben Salah, I'm not gonna lie. I had, like, what do you want me to say? I can say Eze deal's done, but it's not done, so I'm not gonna lie. It's edging closer, and it has been edging closer for weeks. But that's all I can say. I thought we were gonna get a here we go the other day because they said, and you know, the people were cooking me. People were cooking me, but they said he's not going to be included in the Palace squad. Rare tear. So I thought we had a here we go day. Facts. I thought we had a here we go day. But there was no here we go. So at this point, I'm just going to be, every day it's going to be Eze deal edging closer until it's done. Because that's all it is. The deal is edging closer. It is edging closer. Because man, just a quick brush, bro. Just a quick brush. I don't even need that Turkey trip right now. But shit, if they're trying to pay me, get at your boy. Get at your boy. I'll clean this off. Go bold and regrow it back with the fresh hairline. Just to praise up and promote your thing. Just shout me. Shout me. Use rice water. What do you mean rice water? You want me to wash rice? Put the water in a spray and then spray that on my head. Come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Richarlison will outscore Chokerez this season if he stays fit. If he stays fit, mark it. Chokerez is another bad name. Shout out to Costa every time. Bro, they don't know. Catch, they don't know. Man's got the Jamaican castor oil on deck. Jamaican castor oil on deck, mango and papaya flavors. Like, man, got the flavors of them as well. You can get a peppermint, you get a mango papaya. Like, they don't know SB, bro. They don't know. Like, I have to find shout out that one every single time. But real, look, KJ knows. Savio wants Spurs. Don't forget. Do you know what? Everyone's talking about the Savio news. We're gonna come to Savio news now. We're gonna come to the Savio news. LB calls him Echemesi. Mad. Echemesi's a mad name. He best be balling out. If they say deal is blocked, it's to get a higher fee. That's the thing that I think. Savino has been blocked by someone. Yeah, that's what I was seeing. We're gonna get into that. You know, when you guys send all the news, it's literally in my tabs just waiting to go through. So big up to everyone sending over the news. They big it up, but we are going to get through it. City holds the cards in the Savio negotiations. He definitely does. Big up to Anton Pollard in the building. I said guacamole. Yeah, you could call him that as well. We just need to pay the 70 mil. Yeah, that's what it is. The 300 million investment has not been officially announced yet. It's not been. That was all rumors, and it was in the word on the grapevine, you should say. But it's definitely not the case of definitely not the case that it's been announced. It's not happened as of yet. Come to drop a like. Big up to my guy Gunnar K, man. I appreciate you, my bro. But why one Premier League goal for 70 million? You talk. Okay. So do you know what? Let's go into some of the news. Let's go into some of the news that has been released regarding this. Because first, we got this. First I got was this. Was the reports from the likes of Ben Jacobs, the likes of Alec Crook. And they come out and they said, Pep Guardiola has closed the door on Savino leaving Manchester City. This is where they said it was Pep Guardiola. The reports were coming out real early to say that Pep was the guy that didn't want this to happen. Now, we know that not to be true now, but we're going to go in chronological order. So this came out, and off the back of this, we got a video from Fabrizio sort of explaining the full detail, which we can listen to. We'll listen to this video.
So deal for Savio.
Fabrizio, yeah.
The play is the deal off. Look, guys. Is the deal off. Look, guys. As of today, there is someone specific, very important, at Manchester City blocking the deal for Savino to Tottenham. The player is keen on a move to Tottenham, but the player is not breaking his relationship with Manchester City. So the player is kind of positioned like, okay, if I can go to Tottenham, I'm happy, because Thomas Frank wants to make him one of the faces of the project, because he could play on a regular basis. So Savino would like to go to Tottenham, but Savino is not like Tottenham or nothing. It's not that sort of situation. So Savino is still respecting City, and there is someone in the management of Manchester City, in the board of Manchester City, with a strong desire to keep the player, probably also because we all saw what happened with Cole Palmer. Man City did fantastic these years in terms of transfer strategy, signings, sales, and all the rest. But Cole Palmer to Chelsea remains something that is still in the eyes of people at Manchester City. No, when you let a young player go, Cole Palmer goes to Chelsea, becomes a fantastic player, and so maybe it was a lost opportunity. For Savio, there is someone at Man City believing that could be the same case. Savio is still very young, did quite well in the first season at Manchester City, still a lot of potential, a lot to develop. And so maybe someone at the club, from what I'm hearing, is still saying, wait, before selling Savio, he can still develop here. So let's see what happens. Tottenham don't want to give up. Tottenham still want to try. That's what I can tell you today. But at the moment, still no green light from Manchester City. Let's see if they can reach that.
So as we can see there, people, no green light from City. He's explained it very well, and I'll give it to Fabrizio because his tweets don't do this great. But when you listen to him, he does give the full detail, which props up to him. So the situation as is there. We've now had the release from Paul O'Keefe to say that Pep would sell him. It's not him blocking him in, it's Ferran. This Ferran guy seems to be Ferran Soriano. He's the chief executive officer of the City Football Group. So he's someone who highly appreciates Savio. Savio has been a part of the City Group for a while now, because of course Savio was a player who played for Troyes, French team, who is also part of the City Group, who then got sold to Girona. Or sent on loan, I should say, to Girona, who's also part of the City Group, who then got sold from Troyes. Well, he was loan. So this is where it's confusing, bruv. He got sent back to Troyes for Troyes to sell him to City, and then now he's still part of the City Football Group. So he sort of made his way up the City Football Group to the different teams they had, and now has got to the pinnacle. So quite clearly, with that being in mind, with them moving across all to these different teams, it's clear that someone in the City Football Group, or the City Football Group as a whole, really appreciates him as a player. I think he's a real class player, and they don't want to get rid of him. They also have a massive egg on their face at the moment from just seeing the way that the Cole Palmer stuff had played out. We saw how Cole Palmer was sold for 40 million, played a couple games for them, and scored in the Community Shield to ultimately win it for them in that season. But they still sold him because he wanted to go. He felt like he'd get a better opportunity elsewhere. Similar to the Savio, he feels like he's getting a better opportunity elsewhere around a team, around a manager that wants to build around him and make him one of the key players, where he's not at City at the moment. He's one of many. He views this as a good opportunity for him. Now, I don't think it's a case of, like he said in the video, he wants to leave City. I don't think he actually wants to leave City. He's just looking at this opportunity and saying, this is probably too good of an opportunity for me to turn down, go to a club, get more money, be the bigger focal point, and sort of build my career and make my name for myself at Spurs. He sees that opportunity. Now, as Pep, as a manager, he's always been of the thought that if a player wants to go, I'll let the player go. If they see a better opportunity elsewhere, we will let them go. So like he did with Julian Alvarez a few years ago, Atletico Madrid bid too much. They couldn't say no. Ultimately, as much as Man City do have a lot of money, they do have mad rich owners. They do need to balance their books. They've obviously just got off the 115 charges, just about got away with it. So now they're still in the case of every time they're buying all these players, they need to make sure they're selling players. With a deal like this, if, like Fabrizio said, we go in, we offer a 70 million pounds or anything in and around that, they are going to have to say yes. They bought him for, let me just confirm what the Savio transfer, what the price was. They brought him to City for 30 million, was it? 30 million pounds, 30.8 million pounds. If Spurs are now going to offer you double and some in just 12 months of him being at your club, you can't turn that down. You can't turn that down. Now, City might turn it down, and I don't think that they'd be silly to do that, because Savino's a top player, and he's going to be worth 70 million next year. The year after, he might be 85 million, 90. His price is going to continuously go up. So if they miss out on the 70 million this year, I don't think they're going to miss out next year. All being that he does play a lot of football, because he does need to play football. That's the thing here. He does need to ensure he is playing football. But then again, at the same time, City are looking at this and saying, we paid 30 million pounds for a player. We don't necessarily need to sell him. We can wait a few years and still get our money back if he doesn't even work out. So this guy clearly likes Savio and has a fondness for him as a player, to the point that he's even overruling the likes of Pep, and he's overruling the other people who are trying to get a deal done and saying, no, he's not going to move. Now, Guillem Balogu, this from Spanish reporter, he was the first person to come out and say the deal was off. Now, There was also reports a few days ago suggesting that City didn't want to get a deal done prior to the game where we played them because they didn't want a case of him performing. And again, further egg on their face because you've just sold him to us and he's balling out against you and eventually could be the guy helping leading us to a win against you. So it may be the case that this still gets done in the next week after that the game happens and everything starts to progress. I was hoping, I'm not going to lie, that Manchester City saw their game on the weekend. They slapped up Wolves 4-0. And it's like, you know what? We don't even need Savio. We brought Cherky off the bench. We got Oscar Bob returned. We've got all these players that are piecing it together. We've just sent out Echemesi on loan. We can get rid of Savio too. So I was hoping they saw these performances, the likes of Reinders balling it out. And this is going to let them know, maybe I don't need this guy. Maybe I'm better. We are better than this guy. Now, I don't think that's the case. They definitely need him. But I'm just going out there, just putting like, I'm just trying to say, I hope so. I damn hope so. Now, of course, I've heard that he is injured. Pep come out and said something about him being injured. I don't know whether that's true. I don't think it is. I think that's some type of mind games because as we know in the interview, he come out and said, oh, I forgot to say, yeah, he is a little bit injured. He's been injured since the Palermo game. That's why he's been training separately. But we also heard that same day that his agents were flown out from Brazil, which is it's a 12-hour flight, bro. Yeah. Ain't nobody taking a 12-hour flight for no reason. They're trying to get that back. And they're seeing their money's on the line, bro. Tottenham are going to pay them a pretty penny. You might get like a 10% of a deal worth 70 million or something like that, even if it's 5, 10. This is a 3.5 to potentially £5 million deal in and around that. So they're flying out, coming over here, trying to get the deal done, trying to get what's happened, trying to make it happy for their players. But I'll be honest, the one bit that is a bit confusing that what Fabrizio said is that Savino's not going to push for the move. And I get it. But also there's a slight confusion because like if you do want Tottenham, you should be pushing for the move. You should tell him, look, I want to go, let me go. But I get it to the point that Manchester City is Manchester City. He does want to potentially mess it up because who knows? He might go back to Manchester City in a few years. Manchester City might want to buy him back like they did with James Trafford. So I don't know. He doesn't want to mess up his relationship, and I get that. He doesn't want to do the Isaac thing, maybe look bad to the fans. He's also a very young player, so maybe he's just not trying to have that on his head already at such a young age that he's forced to move away from a big club. So we'll see. We'll see in it. What does happen with this deal? But to answer your question, you talk why one Premier League goal for £70 million? You're paying partly for the potential. You're playing partly for the potential. You know, you're trying to invest in a player like Savio because the upside is that in the next 3 to 4 years, he's going to be worth way more than £70 million. Right now, you'd probably say he's a £50 million player. When you're looking at the current market, you're looking at the likes of Madueke, you're looking at Alanga, you're looking at what these players gone for. He's better than these players. He's also younger than these players. So he has a higher upside than them. He's also younger than them. And let's have it right. He got more assists than these man last season. So like when you're looking at it, you're like, this makes sense. £70 million is not a bad deal. And even when you look at around the market, some of the alternatives that have been interested, I've heard another player Spurs have looked at is Alacuche. Alacuche is a player who is valued, again, around, I don't know whether it's 50 million. On transfer market, his value is 50 million euros or in and around that. But they want, I'm pretty sure Monaco want 70 million or something like that for Alacuche. And he seems to be the one player or the one player that I've seen heavily linked as a backup to Savio. Now, of course, there has also been a few other names thrown into the hat just amongst the chat, people like Kenan Yildiz and some of these ones, but that doesn't actually look like a deal that's going to happen. Kenan Yildiz is going nowhere, and I'm going to be honest. Kenan Yildiz is going nowhere. But Alacuche, he looks like he could be on the move. Alacuche is one of the hot names in the market right now. Fofana as well, also another one to look out for. But again, I think these players for me are still a bit of that, not unproven quality, but I've still got questions regarding it, as opposed to, you know, the Savino. I don't really have as much questions. And you know what? Look, even as we're saying that, the report has come out from Miguel Delaney. I'll share it literally as we're talking. Big up to All Things THFC, who's just shared the report. And it says this. Man City wants £60 million to let Savio go. Tottenham are willing to match that. Tottenham have identified Monaco winger Magnus Alekuche as an alternative to Savio. So it's just confirmed everything that I've said there. Now, I think Spurs will pay 60. I do think Spurs will pay 60. I've heard that Spurs were preparing a record bid in that sense. So Spurs were willing to pay up to 68 million. I think that is the problem, is Manchester City want a guaranteed 60 million and Spurs are hesitant because we're looking like Eze, Kudus, we got them for 55 plus stuff. We probably want to pay around the same for Savio. Now this is where we leave it in our hands. If we're willing to pay the money that Manchester City want, then go get the player because that's who Thomas Frank wants. But also, I understand not wanting to overpay for these types of players sometimes. But I'm on overpaying. That's what I'm on. So as much as I understand it, that isn't the stance that I would take. Go overpay for Savio because when you're going for Alekuche, he's still going to cost you 55 million pounds or 50 million pounds or in and around that anyway. So I don't know, man. For me, just pay the money. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is Savio a player that you want? Is there any other alternatives for to Savio? We can even run up a little data MB between him and Alekuche so some of the people can see. And if you guys have some alternatives, I'll dash those in there as well. So let me know whilst we're on this topic, and I'll do that. But let me just scroll down and catch up some of the chat. Never trust a man called Crook. I hear you. I trust Alex Crook about as much as I trust my granddad can trust a fart. Yeah, I don't believe Alex Crook either, but it was just, as I said, I'm just reporting what's out there. Free Savio. Yeah, Yildiz is a baller. Yeah, I know Mr. Udang's been keen on Yildiz for some time, man. I don't forget, Ethan, man, that's not what I need to hear. Ethan, that's not what I need to hear, man. I need the confidence, bro. Man, need the confidence, bro. Bro, what are you on about? City have made about £500 million selling youth players and add-ons and sell-on clauses on previous sales low. So you don't need to balance no books. You definitely need to balance the books. As much as you're selling players, you are buying players. So you need to make sure that you're constantly got an outflow of players being sold. Now, yes, you are right. But you have sold a lot of your youth players for decent fees in the past windows. You have to continuously do that every window, especially when you're investing as much as you are. Plus, I think Manchester City still want to go out there and sign more players. So when I look at it, I'm like, no, you're definitely trying to make sure that you've got just as much outgoings as you have incomings. And you also can't have too many players. Like Pep said it, Jose says it. Having too many players is bad for your club. It's bad for your team. Like it's hard to keep everyone happy. So like we gotta be serious about this. This Anid guy, ban this, bro. Let's ban Anid for just saying stupidness. Guys are going mad. Guys are going mad. They'll sell after we play them. That's what I think. He won't do it, Isaac or Vista. Nah, he definitely won't. Daniel Levy annoying as hell. Just pay us what we want, man. All right, Base Kirby, I don't blame you for feeling that way. Kirby. But let's be real. £70 million is a lot of money. You're definitely doing too much. Shout out again from us. What's the timetable for Kulu? Big up to Pablo on the low. Kulu looks like he's going to be back in the next 2 months. Around October, potentially November. But again, don't quote me on that. He's got a kneecap injury and he's recovering. So I think his recovery time frame could just constantly be pushed back. So we need to be patient with Kulu, man. We need to be real patient with Kulu. It's irritating that Manchester City just happens to be. Yeah, that's what it is. It's annoying that them playing is actually going to delay us the deal. I don't think anything's going to happen with Savio this week. I actually don't think anything is going to happen. Best case scenario is a bid gets accepted, but then all the paperwork and stuff delays. So then they make sure he can't get registered for the Saturday game. That's best case scenario. But I thought, bro, Alfie. Again, this is what I heard. Eze 55 plus 5. Yeah, that's what it looks like it's going to be. Alekuche is left-footed, but not a left winger. He plays inside right, but he can play on the left wing. And I reckon if he does come to Tottenham, he'll have to play on the right. I don't think... Thomas Frank does like inside forwards, but he likes wingers to be wingers. So I would suggest that, just like you see Brennan Johnson playing on the left and he's played the right the whole side, I don't think he's going to have a problem switching him over to the other side. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, though. I'm pretty sure Alekuche can play down the middle as well. He can play down the middle. Now, I'm not too sure how often he's played down the middle as a whole, in the whole numbers. Because, again, I've seen Alekuche a few times, but I ain't seen him enough to sit here and give you a full judgment on the player. I still need to do way more research on him, because he's only had a few seasons in League One, or League One, I should say. He's had a few years, and he's been good, But in the attacking midfield role, I know he's played there a few times. Don't know if he's actually can come to Spurs and play attacking midfield. That's the thing, especially, because you could potentially have him in the middle, Eze on the left, and just switch it around times. But I would suggest that if we did get him, he'd be going on as a left. Ackley is clear. Alakuche, you mean? Is that what you're talking about? Ackley is clear. So Alakuche is 70 million for Savio when Lookman is available. 42 million for game is fully gone. I don't think Lookman is the move to the Premier League doesn't look like a good one for Lookman. He's been in the Premier League a few times. I think he's just suited to play in Serie A football. I'll be honest with that. I generally think he's just suited to play in Serie A football. So I don't think he wants to come to the Premier League. And if he does, I think he'll want to go to one of the teams competing for the league, because that's what he's been doing over in Serie A. I don't want Sancho on deadline day. We need a left winger here. Definitely not Sancho, bro. No, none of this Sancho business, man. That's literally what Louis Redworth said. I think that's what it is. And he's old. Lookman's 28, bro. I remember watching Lookman play for, was it his first year in Leicester? The man, he played Leicester, Everton, and Fulham. He's had 3 Premier League teams. So it's not like he's just come to the Premier League, got kicked out. Like, he played for Everton originally. Came back with Fulham. Fulham, and then again came back with Leicester. I don't know if it is like the year after Fulham got relegated or something like that. So he's had a few years. I'm not to say he's not been good. He's been okay, but he does turn 28 soon. So that's going to put a lot of teams off investing £42 million in him, which isn't too much money. I think there'll be a team that gets it done. It's just not going to be a Premier League team. Can you add look? All right, Andrew Kiddle. I got you. We'll run it up. So we got Lookman. How about we do this? I've got you, bro. We'll run it up because I was thinking, let's do some wingers. But we'll do some wingers. I'll get those ones. I'll get those ones in the start. I'm gonna save that, but let's just get round to the end of the chat. Big up to Queen Ellie. Come on, you Spurs. Big up Jords and all in the chat. Everyone smash the like button and subscribe if you've yet to. Please make sure you get that done. Big up to Queen Ellie every single time. Big up, Jords. What's the update in the Spurs transfer news? The update right now, as you can see in the title, as we are looking at right in front of you, Manchester City wants £60 million. Spurs are currently unwilling to match that, so it looks like a deal for Savio might be off. That's what it looks like. That's the update right now. City Football Group CEO is the one blocking the move. Yeah, we went through that. Alakuche from Monaco is amazing baller, but I reckon Monaco are asking for a lot of money. Yeah, that's what I think will be the case as well. We need a left winger as good as Kudus. If there's no Savio, then there are lots of options out there. No excuses, Spurs. This is what happens when you leave things late in the window. Facts. This is what happens when you leave things late in the window. It's just market opportunities around. Man said Eze and Ferran Torres will be perfect. I ain't heard that name before. Ferran Torres. Well, I know him, but I mean, linking him to Spurs, I ain't heard that. He often cuts inside and carries across the front of the D. Don't think he is the one, in my opinion. Fairs, I get you. Let's throw these players into a thing in it. Let's run up a little data MB just so we can compare the current options that Spurs have for the winger role, because I feel like he might not be classed as a winger in this, bruv. How am I spelling his name? Akliuche. Oh, it's not Alikuche, it's Akliuche. Okay, I've been calling him Alikuche this whole time. All right, we've got Savio. Sorry, Savino. What was the other names we wanted in there? We're gonna chuck a Lookman in there. Nusa and Fafana. Now, Nusa's a player that we already know. Nusa pretty much was on it. Brentford and Spurs have had a lot of players just play for both of us at this moment in time, or want or almost go in for, because Tottenham was going in for Nusa, pulled out of a deal. Brentford progressed all the way to a deal to get a medical done, and then he failed his medical for some reason, and then ended up making his move to Leipzig. Now at Leipzig, he's been playing, and I'm pretty sure he also picked up another injury. I'm pretty sure he did pick up another. He played a lot last season, but he also pretty sure he may have got injured. So I don't know with Antonio Nusa whether the hesitation to move on him from Premier League clubs has been these injury problems, because I suppose especially if you have a failed medical, and that does give you a lot of problems. But yes, he was also out for a knee injury. He was out for a knee injury at the back end of last year, and he seems to get injured every year, man. He seems to always pick up an injury, so he could be a player that Spurs move for, but there would be a lot of hesitation because he missed 13 games last season. So you always got to remember that. The other player we was going to throw in there was Fofana. And was there another one else? What was the other name? Yildiz, of course. We always throw Yildiz in there because top winger, top option. And then also Lookman. You wanted Lookman in there. All right, we got Lookman. So as you can see, the difference between all these profiles so far is Lookman is way older. That's why I generally don't think that the Lookman stuff is even possible, because when you look at all these other players that Spurs have looked at in this position, they're all of a certain age profile, and you know, they've got very similar traits. Lookman is 27, man. The age profile is just too much. Let me know if the only thing is, I know these colors can make it hard to see sometimes, so I'll zoom it all the way in. Let me know if you guys can see that real good. To be fair, we could just go through the numbers there. Olmo 55 million, Lookman 40 million, Adeyemi, Speedstar, left forward, right forward, 70 million, Liao 70, Sancho 40, Mitoma. What is all these? Are these just prices that you've made up? Like, who gave you these prices? I'm so confused. So confused. Where you found what you're doing here, Utah. Do you think we'll end up with someone not even being mentioned by the ITKs? We could do Pedro. That's the thing, like, especially with Johan Langer. One thing we've always found out is just the players you're linked to aren't the players we always end up with. We wasn't linked to Odebert, and we end up getting Odebert. This summer, all the links have come out, but even Morgan Gibbs-White, there wasn't heavy links. There was light links, and then all of a sudden the deal was progressing. So it could be the case that we do end up with someone that we wasn't linked to at all. The Savio stuff came out of nowhere as well. So I think you've got to look at it and say that could be a case, but also, I think it is like, you can tell who's on the market, who's available, who you're going to be looking at a lot of the time, especially when it's like a left winger with 2 weeks left of the window. Everybody knows what players have been spoken to, what players are staying at their clubs, which ones could potentially be on the move. You know which ones are still available in that sense. Big up to my guy, Hyper. Can't believe you're 42 minutes into the stream. Can't believe you're 42 minutes late into the stream. Can't believe it. It used to only just be me and Hyper in here. I'd be doing these shows basically just for Hyper, bruv. It'd just be me, Hyper, and a couple other men in here. Now Hyper's just turning up 42 minutes late. Like, imagine there was no one here, Hyper, bro. And I was talking to myself, like, dark. I see you don't even care about man like that no more. You don't even want to check in on my streams. I mean, like, it's dark, bro. But as he says there, consider becoming a delinquent for exclusive member for only videos. And also, as Hyper used to say, you can become a moderator for $1.99. No, that was fake. I'm just lying. Don't start sending chats expecting to be moderator. But yes, you can do that. Become a member like him, man. Big up to Hyper every single time. Yes, I've got that. May as well go for Garnacho instead of Savino. Do you know what? Let me throw Garnacho in here. I'm gonna throw Garnacho in here just for the sake, just to compare him to these other players. But yeah, look, let's go through the numbers. Yeah, and I suppose because looking at this, it's gonna be way hard to tell the difference between all. There's way too much. This grid. I don't know if you guys can tell the colors and the orange. Let's just say from now, the orange looks like the player that's got a bit of everything. The orange, they're all very similar. I think the one thing you can see here is they're all similar. There's one player who's pink who really doesn't get goals. Well, I think that's Savino, to be honest. I think the pink one is going to be Savino. The green is so far below everyone else. The green is just not it. Like, the green is poor. Yeah. I don't even remember the colors, so I'm just reading it out from like first glance. So you got light blue, good all round, dark blue, dangerous, orange, big problem. Let's go through in it. And look, I can't lie, Antonio Nusa was the worst of them. He's one of the best dribblers. So even that, like, he's dribbles completed. The lowest player here is bruv. How can I be getting his name wrong this whole time? And now it feels Akliuche. Akliuche is the lowest when it comes to dribbling. Savio is the highest, but only slightly ahead of Lookman and Yildiz, but still the best dribbler here, the best of the progressive carries. Savio is outright the best left winger when it comes to progressing the ball, carrying the ball, dribbling with the ball. There's no doubt about that. In take-ons in Europe, he has the best numbers across the under 21 rage group behind Yamal. I think Savino's next. When you start to look at the goals, like I said, you could tell Savio was the pink one because that was the one that had literally no non-penalty goals. Now, I don't really care about MPG, XGA. Don't really care about these two stats because ultimately they don't mean much. It means how many non-penalty goals you got. Now, Yildiz, Fofana, and Lookman, or Lookman's only got penalty because he doesn't score penalties. These men must have had a few, but didn't score no mad numbers. I didn't know. How the heck did Mbomo get in this list? I didn't write Mbomo. Did I write Mbomo? I didn't write Mbomo. Yo, how did Mbomo get on this list? This is Buki, fam. I put Garnacho. I didn't put Mbomo in there. Buki stuff. But even Garnacho, when it comes to progressive carries, much people cook him. Like Garnacho is actually decent numbers. Like when you look the stats, Garnacho has some decent stats, man. Assists, Akliuche, the 92.7. He's the standout here, the one player that's always getting assists. Somebody who's got some higher numbers, and again, you could tell that here of his key passes. 95.7 per game is extremely high. Like he's a player that's constantly playing forward, a player that's constantly trying to make something happen. He's also one of the older players. Again, if you take out Lookman, who's not an option, of the players we have actually looked at, he's one of the older players of these ones. So you sort of expect some of these numbers to be more polished. He also played quite a lot of minutes. So on the assists and key passes, he does lead everyone else there. But again, Savio, another player who leads their second highest, 89.3, 82.8. So you can see already these two are the best of just literally out of everything that we've seen so far. You can tell here the best two options is potentially Akliuche and Savio. And then you'd probably go Kenan Yildiz. Yildiz is a very good option as well. When you look at some of the numbers, dribbles completed 93.4, progressive carries at 70, which is still pretty decent. Assist 54.0 could be better, but again, only 20 years of age, so you have to take that into consideration. Key passes 76.6, slightly under that of Malik Fofana, who again ranks pretty high in all of these stats. Progressive carries really, really strong in the dribble. Really strong at taking on his man and moving that ball forward up the pitch. Could work on his assist, but again, is always looking to play that pass forward. Crosses completed. Now, this is another big stat that we're going to need because this is a player who's going to be creating for Solanke, creating for Richarlison, two players who are quite good in the air. And Savio, Fofana, and Yildiz are the three players who consistently complete crosses at a high number. Fofana and Savio heading it up, but Fofana just leading the way because he seems to be the cleanest crosser of the three. Yildiz, again, some very good numbers. And again, Garnacho, not terrible. Like Garnacho, when you compare him to these players, I think you take out Nusa. When you actually take out Nusa, as much as they all have different qualities, Garnacho isn't terrible. Like Garnacho is very decent in comparison to him. And when you talk about his age group, he's up there, isn't it? Like he's not as good as Fofana, he's not as good as Yildiz, but you can see him progressing potentially to be that type of player in a few years. So as much as people like don't think Garnacho's a joke, he's not terrible. Like he really isn't. He isn't. They may as well go for Garnacho instead of Savio. I hear why some people like Garnacho. I'm not of the thought because in front of goal he's so poor. That's why I don't like him. But I get your sentiment, innit? I get your sentiment. Jords, you're from the north. Just out of curiosity, who steered you to what? No, I'm not from the north. Who thought I'm from the north? I'm a London boy. I'm northeast London boy. I'm a local lad. My family have been Spurs fans, like my pops, my grandpops. They're Spurs fans, but I grew up in Walthamstow, man. Like I was a real local lad. That was my local team. So no, I'm not from North. Is the accent? I don't know. Maybe when I'm putting on some accents and stuff, and I decide that I want to talk like hooks and them, man. Like I don't know. Is that Northern? Or maybe when I say become a delinquent, become a descendant, it's got people thinking I'm from the North. It's mad. Compare Savio and Kudus out of curiosity. All right. We can do that. We're going to go into some of the Eze news as well shortly. So before we go into that, we'll quickly get this done. Was it Eze? Sorry. I'm bugging. This is what I mean. Kudus. Let's throw Kudus in there. So again, with Kudus, dribbles, they're extremely high. The 94.8, 95.9, very similar. The numbers on the goals and assists, that's higher there for the not like the GA and expected assists, but the actual numbers for Kudus, in fact, it'll be better to do Kudus of the year before because Kudus was way better this year. So in this year, in Kudus's first season, you can see here the dribbles completed, they're very similar numbers. Carries Savio slightly higher on the assist numbers and so on. They're a little bit closer. Key passes isn't as high. And crosses completed isn't as high. So some people could say Savino's year last year at City was so strong. He had such a good year. But people just look at his one goal and say that he wasn't good. Like, he had a very, very strong year, man. What's Savino's stats for winning free kicks and corners? So I can't check the stat for winning corners, but for free kicks, you can check how much times he was fouled last season. Or fouls, what do you call it? Fouls per game or whatever it is, like fouls he takes on per game. That's what you can check. But enough with the comparisons. So I know some people. Why do you care about Lookman being 27 so much? Like, that's ancient. No. I'm not saying it's ancient. I'm saying for a player of Lookman's level who is 28, who for me, for me, I think he's a good player, but hasn't really reached that level like Eze in the Premier League anyway. I'm proving it here. I think it's a risk. So I don't think we can afford to take risks with a player that's turning 28 this year and spend £42 million on him, because if it doesn't work out, we're going to have to get rid of him and there's going to be no transfer value there. And again, I'm not all about transfer values, but you have to think about it from a business side of things. So yeah, that's all it is. I don't hate on him. The ghost of Mbomo, yeah, I don't even know how Mbomo got in there. Good stats for Fofana, yeah. Kubo's good, yeah. Kubo's good as well. So you can't not forget about Tafakuso Kubo. Imagine deadline day, Bomber drops and Rodrigo to Tottenham. Fuck City. Aye, we do that. You know them ones just, oh, we're playing 4D chess to get Savino so City can get Rodrigo. And we're like, yeah, fuck your 4D chess. We're going to take the whole table. And we bring Rodrigo. Yo, man's just taking over the whole game. They're taking over the whole game, bro. Prefer as Sevilla even at 65 million. Mbomo now wishing he picked Tottenham and chucking his name in there. It's crazy, innit? And Mbomo somehow got his name in there because I had never done that. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't put Mbomo in there. I definitely didn't do that. But you don't want Garnacho because he's bad in front of goal, but you also want Savio, who scored 3 in all competitions. And again, I've explained the Savio stuff and RMA. I know because you're tuned in. You're a real. You're part of the community. So I don't know if you're doing mind games or you're just complaining, but you know why I feel Savio will score a lot more goals at Tottenham. You know that. Come on, bro. You know that. So I don't know. You're saying, oh, because he done the 3 goals thing. We've already explained all that. So either you're being dense on purpose or you're just choosing to ignore. Big up to AB. Garnacho is terrible. Don't let the stats lead you. No crossing, no shooting, just a dribbling merchant. That is the thing. I don't let the stats lead me. I know what I've seen on my eyes. In front of goal, in the final third, his action and decision-making is poor. His football IQ isn't there. And Garnacho's attitude is also a problem. Big up to Steve T. Good to have a new subscriber in the building. Good commentary, mate. It's first time on your stream. I'm trying, man. Trying to improve it. Trying to give us a little bit of an outlook. And on that point, now, I don't necessarily know whether this was an update or Ornstein doing sort of his version of a Fabrizio. But we did get this morning. From David Ornstein saying Tottenham Hotspur talks with Crystal Palace over Epireche as a deal ongoing. Tottenham Hotspur pursuing an agreement as Crystal Palace continue replacement search. They have put bids in for Bilal El Khanous. They've also put a bid in from a gentleman from Club Brugge yesterday. I believe his name was Tzolis or something like that for 40 million euros, for 30 million euros, sorry. Club want 40 million euros, so the deal could potentially be done. Currently, the deal is being delayed from the Eze side of things because Spurs are not willing to do a top-heavy deal. We're already paying a big upfront fee. If you are to believe what's coming out from Poseidon, the Spurs ITK, he said that Spurs are offering a pretty decent upfront fee, but Crystal Palace are just being difficult because they want to ensure they get their replacement in time for their Conference League qualifier against Fredrikstad. So they're not going to allow Eze to leave until they've got their replacement in, to ensure that if a replacement can't play in that game against Fredrikstad, Eze is going to play in that game against Fredrikstad. Now, obviously, this is a horrible situation for Spurs to be in because Crystal Palace have the ball's in their court. The ball is currently in their court. They don't need to sell a player who's not going to force a move. And also, they agreed the other day that he wasn't going to play on Sunday. He played on Sunday, and he's sort of upping his value. We're lucky that a free kick didn't count, but if he continues to play good and he has another game where he performs like that, it's like, yo, yeah, maybe we're going to... They could be cheeky and be like, yeah, maybe... You're definitely going to have to pay an extra 5 million up front. Look what he done on the weekend. If you want him to be winning games for you already, then you're going to have to pay this extra up front. And they're going to keep doing this till it gets to a point of when Spurs just walk away from the deal. Now, it does look like the deal is going to be done. Eze has gone as far to take out Crystal Palace from his bio. Now, that doesn't mean a massive thing to some people. It's not a massive thing to anyone sometimes. But for football players, when they take their team out of their bio, it's usually a suggestion that they're going to be on their way to another club, or there's currently some stuff going on. We've seen Vissa do that. He took out his name, took out Brentford from his bio, but now Eze is just a New Balance, I should say. He's a New Balance athlete. So that's all he's got in his bio at the moment. So remains to be seen whether that has a big significance on the deal being done today. But the hold-up is the hold-up at the moment. Big up to Queen Ellie. I did see this chat before. How long more do we have to wait, for God's sake, for the Eze? Here we go. It's so annoying. I'm frustrated and not filling me with confidence that we're going to sign him, Jords. And I get your frustration, Ellie. Like, I've said this for a long time, innit? Like, we should have got the deal done time ago, before we got into the season. Because when you go into the season with this in mind, we've now put Palace in the driver's seat. Palace are now in control of the deal. They can delay the deal. They can speed up the deal. And now that games are going on, it's now putting more pressure, because if Eze plays and gets injured, it mashes up the whole thing. It mashes up the whole thing if Eze plays and gets injured. So we've got to sorry, I saw in the chat. I just see something in the chat and I was just like, what's going on over here? But it's it's not something that we can be happy about, and I don't expect any Spurs fans to be happy with how long the deal's taking. But at the same time, if we do get him for the supposed £55 million plus 5 million add-ons, 8 million less than his release clause. Now it is only 8 million to some, but if we got, that means we won the deal. We got him for the price that we wanted to pay. And that means that Crystal Palace were the dickheads, because they waited until this point of the window to start selling him, to then get more players in, when they could have done and sorted out their window weeks ago or a month ago, and they could have had El Khanous in from time ago. But that's the problem, is they didn't have the funds to spend, and obviously El Khanous is a release clause. A release clause, all that needs to be paid up front. So if they're apparently was Caden put in the chat that they had £8 to £10 million to spend before selling anyone. With Eze and Guehi at the door, and if they get some upfront fees, they could bring in at least, obviously that's going to be £100 million, but upfront they may have 40 million. So then they put themselves in a stronger position. Now we've got 50 million. We can structure deals and sort things out. We can sign another 2-3 players with this. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see, but we'll have to see what that actually does with that, and if it does end up speeding up the deal. But I do think this Eze deal gets done. I do think this Eze deal does get done, people. I'll be honest. I think the Eze deal gets done. It's just a matter of time. And it might be after their game on Thursday, or it might be before, but likely, I want Eze for this weekend. I need Eze to play against Man City. It's likely that he won't. I'll be honest. It's likely that he won't. Deal gets done over the weekend. He doesn't play for Crystal Palace after that Europa Conference game. But let's see, innit? Let's see. Akliuche is the alternative to Savio. Spurs already making moves. Yeah, man. I know, so bro, Leytonstone's that's my hometown as well, man. That's my hometown. I don't reside there, but it's definitely my hometown, bro. So big up to you, Dave Jinla. I might see you around one day. If you see me around at Leytonstone, come and say hello, man. Come say hello. 26 to 28 is prime years for footballers, though, so it wouldn't be a surprise if he came back to the Prem and balled. You're not wrong. You're not wrong in that sense, but he has to come back and ball, and that's where the teams have, that's where the reservation is. That's why you have a reservation on signing your older players, because with a younger player, you can give them a little bit of time, and you're not going to be hot on them to say, oh, look, if he doesn't perform, we got time for him. Like with Gray didn't necessarily perform last year, but nobody's worried about Gray. Everybody knows that his development is going to come, and when it does come, it's going to be top. With Lookman, there's no time to wait for his development. He has to come into the league and he has to go crazy instantly. I need to see him bagging 10 goals, 10 assists first season, and that's how the expectation would be. But look, I wouldn't be mad at my club. We went and got Lookman. I'll be like, good signing. It'd still be a good signing, but I can understand the reservations in it. So just remember, people, sometimes when I'm explaining these things, I'm not giving you my point of view. I'm just giving you like the explanation on a non-biased point of view. And you've always got to look at these. You've always got to look at it from two sides. Like, I'll look at it from the Tottenham side of view. I'll look at it from my point of view. Then I'll look at it from an unbiased point of view. So even three sides. So I've got to look at it from how the club's going to see the deal, how I view the deal, and then how other people might view the deal. And that's all it is. We've done Brennan Johnson, Yogi Bear, and those, and Brennan Johnson is the quite clear standout of being the one player that's got the highest MPG, and then every other stat is all in the middle, bruv. It's sucked in. Matoma age as well, no sell-on value, not a Levi. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not a Levy mood, Matoma. Matoma's going to cost you 65 million, and he's old, isn't it? He's getting old. No, not complaining. I wasn't Arsenal. No, that's cool. That's cool. Don't call me dancer. I know you're not being serious there. I know you're not being serious. Even Eze won't have that much sell-on value. Yeah, he won't. Eze won't. But I think the question with Eze is going to perform right now. That's what it is. Tottenham are very confident that Eze comes into the team and instantly performs. So they don't mind him being a bit older. Just like when they signed James Maddison, they didn't mind that Maddison was 26. When we signed him, I think he was 26. Because Maddison must be, 28 now? Maybe even 29? Maybe, yeah, like... Madison's 28 now. He's turned 29 this year. So when we signed him at 26, that wasn't the thought. Like, oh, he's getting old. We're getting a player in his prime years. But little did they know, man. Little did they know. Zolis brought in July only. No way. Is that what they're doing? Because I heard that they value this guy at 40 million. I heard they value this guy at 40 million pounds. They brought him in. They brought him in 2024. So it was last year, July. They didn't buy him in this July. They not bought him in this July. They bought him in last year, July, for that price. Fair enough. I mean, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Big up the 250 in the chat. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. Listen to what H says here. 2 secs, people. I'm quickly getting a call. Big up. I watched some of that El Canus. I would have had him as a backup to Eze. Yeah, he's good, man. He's good. That's what I mean. When you start to see him in the Premier League, people will be like, raw. It makes sense. Him and Eze are very similar players in the way that they play. So when you look at El Canus for Crystal Palace, you end up seeing that, like, oh, this makes sense. This is why they wanted him. We won't meet Palace's payment structure, so I can't see it getting done. Fair enough, Tintin. I'm not the same thought as you, but I understand your thoughts. Paratici is working to find Eze replacement for Palace. Yeah, that's the you know what? Yeah, shout out to the Don. Yeah, and man said DJ Ed Spence. That actually looks like Jed. That's crazy. Shout out to the Don Paratici, because not only did he get tired of cooking in our kitchen, man said, yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna do multi-plates. I'm gonna cook in the Palace kitchen. I'm gonna find you your replacement. You're telling me you can't find one? I'll get it for you. You know them ones, like, so they can't even come with the excuse that it's too late in the window, we can't find someone. Tell me who you want. I'll call the clubs. I'll get the deal done for you. I'm going to find you players. In fact, I've already got a list of players. Tzolis, El Canus, these are the other players that we considered not good enough for us, but they're good enough for you. And guess what? They're going to come at a cheap price. Man, like, I couldn't believe that I heard Paratici's working on the replacements. The fact that Paratici is working on the deal for them just shows you how bad that their club is run. It goes to show you how bad their club is run. Because was it Dougie Friedman left? Ever since the Dougie Friedman is gone, they look useless. They look absolutely useless in this transfer market. That's why they've not signed no one. That's why they've not signed. Big up to Marianne. Big up Jords and all in the chat. Rodrigo's told Madrid he's staying, apparently. I wouldn't be surprised by that. Not saying I wouldn't be surprised. I think Rodrigo, I've always said that I don't think he leaves. I always said it, I don't think he leaves, to be honest. QPR had 20% sell-on clause as well on Eze. Levy probably wanted cheaper. His release clause expired, yeah. So we ain't gonna pay extra though. That's what I don't think. I think we want to pay extra up front, but I don't think we're gonna be paying his release clause. Semenyo and Eze, isn't there a chance that Palace are holding out for a replacement before just that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Akliuche is a right side wing. He is, but he will have to be converted to a left side. He will have to. If we fumble Eze, there'll be a riot that Levy wants no part of. A lot of angry fans, but also big up Jords, new sub here. Big up to Roy Park. What I will say is, I think Levy's aware of this. I think Daniel Levy's aware of this, and he's making sure that he doesn't mess this up. And that's why we heard yesterday Daniel Levy's in direct talks with Steve Parish, because he wants to get the deal done. I think he wants to get the deal done. So I know a lot of people get onto Daniel Levy, me as well. I think Daniel Levy's trying what he can to get both of these deals done. So I'm not even going to look at Daniel Levy for this one. I'm starting to think that the Eze deal won't happen, I'm afraid, and I understand that. Odegaard doesn't impress me at all. He touches hair more than he touches the ball. Hair flick FC. Sorry, that meant to say last July. Big profit in a year though. Yeah, man. Do you know what it is? Those types of clubs, the Farsha, is they are selling clubs. So ultimately, they're looking to do deals like this. Like they hope for things like this to happen. 6.5 million, selling for 40 million. And like that, they're constantly churning out players, and that's how they make profit. That's how these clubs just keep themselves running. Is they're going to constantly sell a player for 25 million more than what they signed him before previously, and it's a massive deal, man. Big profit in a year, and if they get that done, then they're only going to be happy. They're only going to be happy. Never seen a club struggle so much to get deals done. I hear you, Simon Hill, but this has always been the case for Spurs. It's nothing new. Nothing new. I don't believe that. Surely they don't allow Don to scout for them. That's true. It's funny, Queen Illy. I wouldn't believe, Ellie, I don't want to believe it, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it's true. Like, the Don is going to be working back for Spurs full-time soon. And he's on a side quest. Big facts, Terrence. Like, he's on a side quest. Man got sent on a side mission. You know, on GTA, sometimes you go to the main mission, but then you go and speak to someone on the sidewalk, and you've now got sent on the side. That's what he done. Paratici was probably just in the room, letting Lingard, Levy, and that do the deal. He's like, what? You can't find a replacement? I'll do that. I'll get you a replacement. What are you looking for? Oh, what, you want a similar player? All right, say less. 5 players. I've got them all listed for you. Tzolis, El Canus, and what? Do you want me to give you their agent's number as well? I've got their agent's number. Take that. Like, that's how quick I think Paratici's on getting deals done. Like, he's so tapped in that he probably just like it just came up and he's like, yeah, I'll get it done. I'll get it done. I reckon we get Elliot and Ebbs. No, that's not happening. It's not happening. We've already looked at Elliot. We don't want Elliot. Like, I don't think he passes the personality test, bruv. I don't think he passed the personality test. Honestly, don't sell Bissouma at all. We need strength and depth, and just allow him at home to say no. He has to go. Balloon Dior has to go. I can't have guys turning up late to training, popping balloons. Nah, bro. This guy's unserious. He is so unserious about football. We need to send him back down the ranks, bruv. Like, man, give them Bissouma. Bro, I'll give them Bissouma as a heartbeat, but apparently you want 12 to 15 million pounds for Bissouma. There was some interest. Let me just see, because we did actually, Paul O'Keefe tweeted something about this earlier. Pretty sure Paul O'Keefe tweeted something about it. Paul O'Keefe did say, where is this? I have to go in his replies. Pretty sure I see something about Bissouma, man. I'm pretty sure. So Bissouma is Spurs are trying to work on a deal. They want 12 to 15 million pounds for Bissouma. West Ham has showed some interest. Everton have also showed an interest, but no one has been concrete enough to put in a bid. There was some interest from Fenerbahce, but it looks like they're completing a loan for Edson Alvarez, who's of a very similar profile. So I think that takes them out of the race. So Bissouma, it would be to Turkey or West Ham. Hopefully West Ham look at signing him as their replacement for Edson Alvarez. That's what I would like. Send him to West Ham, bro. Nah, we got their best African. We're going to send them our worst African. It's a great deal if you ask me. It's a great deal if you ask me. You can't be doing what he's doing, bro. It's not on. It's not on Perchy, man. It's really not on. Like, big up to Perchy in the house. But for him to think that he can get away with that stuff, like, That's the thing. He's from the trenches, bro. You're from the trenches, and you too much LV, big drip. Big drip, man. Yeah, man. I love the game, man. That's big drip. Yeah, man. LV. Yeah, you want to see the gums? Dio. Hey, yeah, man. This is just what I imagine when I see this guy. That he's so unserious. I imagine man just sitting there, yo, yeah. You like the drip, man? Yeah. New in season. Yeah. This is all I can see happening. This is all I can see happening. But positive. Oh no, this is what yeah, playing under Ten Hag is gonna kill Echeverry. I just see LB's tweet. Don't kill me. We should go for Soloff. Soloff plays for Atletico Madrid, and they are not looking to sell. Correct me if I'm wrong. Soloff is an Atletico Madrid player, yeah, and they're not looking to sell him. They only bought him in a year ago. He's also 29 years of age. So I don't know, man. I don't see that. I don't see him being on the move. I don't see him being on the move, and Spurs not going to sign him, especially if Richarlison's in favour right now. Richarlison's scoring a couple of goals. Frank's liking Richarlison, so bro. Richarlison's gonna stay. Richarlison's staying. Richarlison's fighting for a place, and people can't even be mad at it. People can't be mad at it. But the last news that we have of the day before we wrap up, people, is Spurs have finally identified the centre-back target that they want. Piero Hinkapie as the favoured left-sided centre-back. Appreciation, any deal will be difficult and involve a large fee. Release clause is supposedly 60 million euros, and a club will see him as an ideal candidate, club and manager. Oh, he demanded out. I still don't see him come to Tottenham, though. I don't see Spurs getting in for him. CP big pause. Who's that to you? That's not me. So Spurs have identified Piero Hinkapie as the option to come in at centre back. So with regards to Hinkapie, for people that don't know, obviously has that winning. He's been a winner. He won the league. He was one of the favoured centre backs for Xabi Alonso during his time there. And so Piero Hinkapie is an experienced centre back. Let me get up some of his stats for you so you can read it. Oh, I'm not too in GA. Let me just get some of his other stats up for you. The appearances, injuries, and some of that stuff. So just bear with me. Let's get this up. Let's go on transfer market so you can understand a bit more. He's a player who's been at can't get my words out. He's been at Leverkusen for time. Like I've seen links to him and top clubs for a long time. Like a long time. But he is someone that can also, he's a left-sided centre. And the reason why Spurs are looking at getting this deal done, I can tell you from the bat, is he's a centre-back that can also play left-back. So if you sign a player like this, you've got someone that can also cover. Fabrizio has just dropped some news. We're going to go to that in a second. Let's just get through this Hinkapie stuff. He's a player that has played left back. Let me just share the transfer market so you can see here. 123 appearances at centre back, 48 appearances at left back. So he's played left mid. That's crazy. 14 at left mid is mad. He must play that when he was young. He's a player that can deputize as a left back. So when we're looking at having an option that can, be, back up to Van de Ven, but also somebody that can come in and leave Jed, I suppose Jed Spence, Udogie, however that's going to play out, he can play left back. So he's a top player that can play multiple positions. So when you're looking at why we should sign him, he's got the ability to be tactically versatile, especially in the Frank system. We're going to need players that can play in those different positions, set up in different ways. So it works out in that sense. Van de Ven has a lot of injuries. He missed 48 games across the last 2 seasons. So when you're looking at it from that side of things as well, you need another left-sided centre-back, somebody that's strong on the left side to be a backup, but also a competition for him. Because Van de Ven is a good defender, but I can't lie, in actual defending, box-to-box defending, Hinkapie is better than him. So it may be a case that Hinkapie could come in, drop Van de Ven, and now we've got a new partnership of Hinkapie and Romero. They're both very aggressive, but he's also young. the thing is about Hinkapie, he is also young. For those who don't know, he's only 23. He's still a very young player. He's only just turned 23, so he's got a lot of years ahead of him. So when you're looking at that long-term side of it, he's a player that's got a higher potential, high upside, and he's a long-term player. So if Spurs do look to invest a 60 million euro into him, this would be a great deal. This would be a deal that we can get in for. Oh, is there another tweet? Oh! Wait. Hinkapie, sorry, bro. We're gonna have to go back because I'm seeing. We've been calling him reliable most of this window. I'm seeing. Spurs have reached a verbal agreement with Crystal Palace for Ebere Eze. Spurs have reached a verbal agreement with Ebere Eze. Paul O'Keefe has put the tweet out. Paul O'Keefe has been pretty good with this stuff for this window. He's been pretty damn reliable. So Paul O'Keefe has come out and said it himself. He's put it on the line. He's put his own one on the line. And he has said, understand, let me just share what he tweeted in specifically. Because he wrote this. Remember, he wrote this before the Romero news come out. He wrote this. Jed Spence one, he came out before that. And Ornstein and co have actually gone as far to credit him for the news. But we're now seeing he has tweeted Eze deal, or Eze, understand Tottenham have reached a verbal agreement with Eze, with Crystal Palace over Eze. So I need to put that in the title now. Eze, verbal agreement reached. Oi! So all those people saying edging closer, this, that, a verbal agreement has been reached. So a deal's going to be done, people. Eze is going to be a Spurs player. Eze will be a Spurs player, but also, sorry, we did get a bomber from Fab because Fab tweeted something about this just before Paul O'Keefe tweeted, like literally moments before Paul O'Keefe tweeted. This is what Fabrizio come out and said. Negotiations for Eberechi Eze to Spurs are again underway today after 55 plus 5 million proposal yesterday. Daniel Levy and Steve Parish in contact to seal the agreement. So people, 55 plus 5, let's get the money sleeve. Money sleeve. You know what? Let me wait till here we go. Let me wait till here we go because we already know this one went wrong. This one went wrong not too long ago. Just a month ago, this one went wrong. So we're going to hold back. Sit back, chill. We're not going to do the money sleeve again. We're going to hold out. I'm itching, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm itching. Yo. Money sleeve. Nah, let me not. Yo, man can't even. I'm so. Big up to Caden in the house. Big up to Clayton. He says, I'm so glad he went to Spurs and not Arsenal. That's what I like to see, man. Eze! A lot of people are feeling in the chat. I mean, that's a beret, Eze. Yeah? Eze. Yeah? A beret, Eze to Spurs. Deal is done. This isn't new, though. No. Paolo, you're not reading. We need to go back. Understand, Tottenham have reached a verbal agreement with Crystal Palace. Not with, it's not with Eze. The agreement's been reached with Palace. That's what we're seeing. Also, if you don't believe Paul O'Keefe, we now also have Ben Jacobs. Just throw his hat in the ring. He wanted to throw his hat in the ring, have his say. Tottenham have reached an agreement in principle with Crystal Palace for Ebere Eze. Yeah. Hey, I'm feeling very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Hey. I'm taking Paul O'Keefe's word for it because he's hitting right now. He's going hit for hit, band for band with all these top journalists. What are we doing? Eze deal done. Is that what we're changing it to? Not even a verbal agreement reached. We change it to Eze deal done. Is a deal done? They tried to get onto me the other day because apparently I was clickbaiting. But hey, I said Eze, here we go day. Now we're Eze deal done day, bruv. Eze deal done. Yeah? And don't hate on me. Don't hate the player. Hate the motherfucking game. Eze deal done. Yeah. Eze. Yeah. What are the people saying? What are they saying now? Been calling for this transfer for 2 years. Bro, forget. You know what? People ain't even see my tweets. Let me share my tweets because people don't know. I've been waiting. I've been like, let's do this. Let's search this out real quick, yeah, because I've been waiting Eze for so damn long. I've been waiting for this Eze stuff, yeah. Forget 2 years, bro. I've been tweeting about Eze for the longest. For the damn longest, I've been tweeting about Eze. Yeah. How the heck do you get to your profile on here? People ain't gonna. I've been tweeting about Eze for the longest. 2023. I'm going mad because I thought we were gonna get Gallagher. Like 2024. I'm telling you, this is September 1st, 2023, bro. 2020. I was waiting, thinking, yo, why the heck are we getting this guy? Going back even more, 2024. I thought we were getting Eze. Man, I'm talking about transfer window. Bring me Eze. Look, yo, I thought we were getting it, bro. This is what I was tweeting a year ago, bro. It's all a year ago. I smell Eze replacement. I'm all thinking that Eze, the deal was going to be done. I've been saying, look, 2021. 2021. I've been rating Eze. I've been on the Eze train. Can't tell me I'm late to this. Been supporting the guy. Been calling these guys out saying they're cold. Look, McNeil, Lamp, like I've been rating these, man. Nettle, I used to rate Nettle highly. Lewis used to be cold. Jamal Lewis fell off a little piece. People know, man. I've been on the Eze stuff. Been on this Eze transfer stuff for too damn long. And it's about time. It's about time. Anyone know the fee? Apparently it's 55 million plus 5. So around 62 million. In and around that. It'll be in and around that. Including the add-ons. Nice stream. Big up to the first show, man. Good to have you subscribed. Don't change the fact that Man City is winning the season, winning this. See, you see guys like this, yeah. guys like Illy don't realize his sentence don't even make sense, bro. You know them way there. Man said, don't change the fact Man City is winning this season up there. Winning what? Winning the Premier League, the FA Cup, Champions League. Like, we're gonna say something. Say it with bass. Say it. Put some bass in your voice, bass in that chest. Say it real. Spurs to get a top 5 and Arsenal to fall out of it. All right, bro. Ben Jacobs tapping in. I need you to cook Palace tea. Don't worry, we're gonna cook him. We're gonna cook him. Yes, Jords, blood. What are you saying, cuz? Hey, what are you saying, cuz? I know you're feeling good, feeling nice. Also twice. Hey, incoming bomber Savio next. I need the Savio bomber. I need the Savio bomber. Give me the bombastic, man. That's what I need, a bombastico. It's long overdue. Spurs turn to have a good luck with a big deal. Roll me a big zoo buzzing. Hey, Robbo. Maybe I'm about to go do me a same. Gonna smoke on that Arsenal and Palace pack. Yo, I'm building up a fattest Arsenal pack. We're building them man up. We are building them man up. Yeah. Oh. Hey. Be careful when you're sending in these videos, please, Mr. Udang, because I clicked on the link and it started playing that. And as much as I want to go to the links, just be careful when you're saying it in the chat, innit? Because get demonetized for them ones, especially if they got music on it. So if there's, just make sure when you're sending in something that it's not like got music in it, it's not got no like real game footage, just anything that's gonna get me banned. Please don't. Woof! Yeah, I know everyone's feeling good now, yeah? How about we go cheeky? No, we can't get Semenyo just signed a new deal, man. Semenyo's £75 million release clause. I see people saying this. He's not going nowhere, man. True, I just want to hear those 3 words from Tottenham Hotspur and Daniel. Here we go. Come on, man. Big up Jords, though. Big up to my guy Godfrey. I know this one's gonna hurt. I know it's gonna hurt, but you know I've been there from the start on this deal. Been telling everyone from the jump, he's coming, Tottenham. It's here we go day. Let's go, boys. Finally making use. I used to pray for times like this, for I had to shine like that, to shine like this for a matter of time I spent for some locked up shit. And don't get me started. Nightmares are true. They trying to marry the game. I say, yeah, I do. Eze's marrying Tottenham, blood. Man said sign the contract. He said, yeah, I do. Sign that shit. Sign that shit. He signed it. They're coming. Hey, they're coming. Savio might be next. Savio might be next. Is it here we go, Hansi? I'm just going to say it's not a fab here we go. But Paul O'Keefe, especially on Tottenham News, especially over the last couple months, or I should say the last month in particular, he has been getting everything first. All the contract updates, all the news for players. Hinkapie, he was the one that broke that news. So Paul O'Keefe, looking like this window, has had an absolute banger. So I'm going for it. I'm going to say straight up, it's done deal. Done deal. Yes, Donna, we know. You can't jump in late, then try to act like you've dropped in the news. We've been live for an hour and a half. Yeah, we've been updated. Don't worry. Big up to Jerome. Checking in from the Twitch. What's good? It's a Eze here we go day. But we can hear you can't. Sorry, did you not hear the audio? I thought you could hear the audio. But because my screen wasn't sharing that specific one, but the audio would have come out. The audio would have come out. So that's all it is, to be careful. Yido. Come on. Come on. Big up Jords. I wouldn't believe Eze till he's at Hotspur away holding up the shirt. It's not like we haven't seen a taxi going Spurs that get diverted to Chelsea. Dog. And the chat saying Arteta and Berta route. Hey, don't make me fly over to that stream, you know. Don't make me fly over to that stream. I'm about to go on these streams just to let my nuts hang. I'm just going there to let my nuts hang, bro. I'm just going to pull up and just smile. That's going to rattle man from the jump. Is Dan Potts live right now? If Dan Potts is live right now, we're going over to Dan Potts live just to go say hello. In fact, we'll go into his chat real quick. They're all going to be like, send Jords the link. Send Jords the link. I will turn up this time, though. I'm going to turn up this time, though. Just know that. I will turn up this time. Dan's not going to like it. But I've got words. Got plenty of words. Big up to my guy, Jose. Jordan, that man, come in patience. Sometimes you got to take your time with it. Take your time with it. Take your time with it. Nah, he's live with Kenny, with Matt. Sorry, I was going to say Kenny Ken. He's live with Matt, so I have to leave him. I'll have to leave him because he's live with another Arsenal fan and doing Arsenal time, Arsenal talk. But I have to let them know in the chat. Take your time with it. Take time sometimes. Don't rush. You know how the girl them say sometimes you got to do the foreplay thing. You got to build up into it. That's all we done. We built up into it. Made them think that Arsenal's going to win this deal. Made them think that Arsenal's going to get him. We even stepped away from a player for the month. Said, go on, have a free run at him. If you're really about what you say you're on, do it. Like, you know the ones, bang me in my face right now. If you're bad, you'll bang me in my face right now. And they're just standing there. They're still talking, still yapping. So man just walked off. Man's still talking. I come back in a bit. Bang, crack. Dark. But I do need to go, people. I do need to go. I'm getting an important call. So gonna have to end the stream there. Big up to everyone inside. Make sure you smash a like on the way out. And yeah, man, look, this has been a good stream. And we'll be back. Peace.